In this lesson, we'll work on materials. The materials of the building are already applied. We use the same methods of creating materials as in the previous lessons, just the textures are different. You can check them out in the final scenes if you want. In this lesson, we'll focus mainly on the road material. Go to the render setup and uncheck the material override option. Start interactive rendering. Let's make some adjustments in the tone mapping. I will increase the simple exposure value. As the highlights are too bright, let's add the Reinhardt highlight compression layer. Increase the value. I would definitely add some contrast. Let's add filming mapping and increase the value of the rich shadows. 0.5 works fine. This is enough for that moment. Now we'll work on the asphalt material. Select the object and turn on the material editor. Great, then you can create a new view and name it street. You can drag and drop the material to the view. It is complex material, so we have to figure out which submaterial is applied where. We can unplug the diffuse map and see where the change will be. You can see it here. The faster option will be to check material IDs though. Go to Polygons, scroll down to Polygon Material IDs, and check the number. It's 8. Now we have to find the material that is plugged into the 8th slot. Here it is. You can check it as previously. Notice that when I delete the diffuse color map, the model becomes gray. Okay, I will definitely edit this material. It needs a bit of work. We can delete the Fresnel IOR map first, as we don't need it. Double-click on the material. It's better to have simplified materials and avoid overcomplication when it's not needed. We want to make the asphalt wet, so it needs to be way more reflective. Unplug the reflection color map for now and copy the white color to the reflections. As we have a reflection glossiness map plugged in, the material is more matte. We can control how reflective or matte the material is by adjusting the amount value in the Maps tab. It's like blending the constant color with the map. 100% means only the texture result is used, and 0% means only the constant color is used. I start with something in between, 50. Awesome, we started to have some reflections. However, we just see the bounce slide in the reflections. Now, as you remember, we unchecked the Visible in Reflections option for the lights in the buildings before. For this reason, the lights are not visible in the reflections of the asphalt material. If we go back to the light settings, we can turn it on back, and you can notice that the light's reflections are much more visible. So this is the way to go in this case, as the asphalt material looks way better. Okay, let's stop the interactive rendering for a moment. I will move all the materials that are black asphalt to the left-hand side of the material editor and keep them all in one place. Next, let's remove the reflection color maps and Fresnel IER maps from other materials. Now I will show you a great trick. Right-click on the material and choose Show Height slots. Additional parameters. Choose the map amount to reflect glossiness from the list. If we click the plus icon, it will be visible at the bottom of the material. Now go to Controllers, Float Controller, and Linear Float, and plug it into the newly created slot. Now you can see that when I change the value here, the value in the Maps tab is changing as well. Thanks to this technique, by changing the controller value, we can control the value for all the materials we choose at once. To make the process faster, select All Materials, then right-click and choose Show All Additional Parameters. Choose the correct parameter and plug it into the controller. Minimize the additional parameters. We can change the value in the controller and you can see that it's swapped here as well. Again, click on the plus icon and plug the controller into the correct map. Minimize the parameters by clicking on the minus icon. We can double check if we plugged the controller into the correct slot by changing the controller's value. Repeat the process for other materials. We can maximize the parameter editor like this. We can move the material closer to the controller to make plugging easier. And again. When you're done, start interactive rendering. We can use the region to make rendering faster. We cannot see any change really. It's because we didn't turn on the reflections by changing the color to white. Let's do it now. We can copy the color from here. Drag and drop it to the reflection color. Click Copy. Do the same for other materials. Now we can start seeing changes. Here we go. The whole road is reflective now. It looks way better and more interesting. Now let's work on the lighter parts of the asphalt, so the road markings. Similarly as previously, delete the Fresnel IOR map. Change the reflection glossiness amount to 35. And of course, let's turn on the reflections by changing the reflection color to white. We can make it even more reflective. Increase the amount of the reflection glossiness amount value to 50. This way the map will become brighter and the material will be less matte. Great, I like it. Repeat the process for another one. This time we can change the reflection glossiness amount to 30. I will do the same here. Delete the map and adjust the value. Similarly as previously, delete the Fresnel IOR map. I want it to be quite reflective, so let's change the reflection glossiness amount to 50. Nice, I like it. The reflections make it look way better. Okay, now go back to the decals view and let's adjust the patches on the row. It's the material with this opacity map. Reduce the reflection glossiness amount. I delete the reflection color and copy the white material to the reflection color. It works nicely. Here I delete the reflection color and Fresnel IOR maps. Copy the white material to the reflection color. Reduce the reflection glossiness amount. Let's try 45. Looks good. Next, we can create a new view in the material editor. Let's call it Assets. We can start with the lamps. Drag and drop the material to the material editor view. You can see that the lamp is done with the Corona physical material this time. The self-illumination map imitates the light in the material. Anyway, let's fix this material. Reset the IOR value. Unplug the base IOR map. We don't need it. Similarly as before. Simpler, better. To make the material match the rest, I make it more reflective. Let's reduce the base glossiness amount. If we type 0, it makes 100% of the glossiness value, which is 1 in our case, so the material will be fully reflective. If we type 100, it takes 100% of the map, so it will give us a more matte effect. Remember that the blacks on the render shouldn't be fully black, as we lose details. For this reason, I make the base color brighter. Add the Corona color correct map between the diffuse map and the base color slot. Increase the gamma value. Even more. It's still too dark. Let's increase the brightness value. Better. Okay, You can see that the asphalt in the black is not reflective. It's because it's different model with different materials. So we have to adjust it the same way as another one. Select the material and go back to the street view. Drag and drop the material. Delete the reflection color and Fresnel IR maps from all the materials. Change the reflection color to white and decrease the reflection glossiness amount. The black asphalt we can change to 30. Do the same for others. After you are done, start interactive rendering to check the results. It looks good. We're getting there.